In their heyday, steamships carried millions of people across the Atlantic each year. It was the only way to get across. And so you're carrying, in essence, the entire public that's able to travel. And that's a lot of people, and you have to be prepared for any situation that might arise. This is why ships carry mortuaries and isolation hospitals and even padded rooms. Titanic had a padded room. It was about 5 by 6 deep down in the isolation hospital. It was not used as a room of first resort. Typically, if you had a difficult passenger, you would try to put them under house arrest in a cabin. If that didn't work, confirmed troublemakers were usually locked up in an isolation hospital ward. If that was not enough, then they would be placed in a padded room. The room is covered with basically canvas cushions, pretty much as you'd expect. Titanic doesn't say exactly in her specifications what this room is for, but Lusitania is much more specific in her specification book, and that is it is to be used for the confinement of dangerous lunatics. Although it doesn't show up in the official inventories, no doubt she kept straitjackets as well. The padded room was located down in the ship's hospital, D-deck, oddly right next door to the ship's galleys. It hasn't been seen, and frankly it never will be. The padded cell was part of the zone of pulverization where the bow and the stern broke up. They pulled apart. There's nothing that would be identifiable in the wreckage now. There's really no doubt that Titanic's padded room was not used. There's no record of anybody becoming violently dangerous. For other ships like Olympic, possible, but that's not the sort of thing that the White Star Line is going to want in the papers. So even if it were used, it would be used very discreetly, and it probably would not come to the public's attention. I don't know the exact mechanism behind selecting people to be put in the padded room, but there were masters at arms, and those were sort of security agents, but not exactly, just burly deck men that would be able to foist people around if you needed to. It would have needed the concurrence of the doctor and the ship's captain. I think that would be sufficient to have somebody committed. Keep in mind that at this period, the laws concerning involuntary confinement in a padded room were much more lax. So I don't see the need for any other consultation, no legal consultation, for instance. Titanic's padded room wound up on the bottom of the ocean, pulverized. Olympic's padded room had a different fate. At the auction, the room was purchased by a carnival man. He ran a sideshow. They were popular in England at the time, sort of an outdoor carnival. He bought the room, lock, stock, and barrel, took it away. We don't know what he did with it exactly. I suspect what he may have done was turned it into a photo booth, have your picture taken in the Olympics rubber room. I mean, what else would you do with it? The motto is be prepared. If you're going to be carrying millions of people a year, you have to be prepared for people who are living on the edges of sanity, people who could easily be pushed in the wrong direction through an innocent altercation, and they become dangerous to themselves or to others. It's simply a matter of fact. The padded room is necessary in case you wind up with a passenger who is truly unruly and has to be kept isolated because he's a danger either to himself or to others. It's not a pleasant prospect. It's not something that they're going to put in a travel brochure.